Hello. So today I'm just going to be focusing on the eye area only, and specifically hooded eyes. So when you get to the 30 plus, 40 plus and above age group, you tend to start losing a little bit of elasticity here that kind of keeps your brow up nice and high, and you tend to get a bit of fat deposit starting on this area of your eye. Some of us have this eye area is quite saggy already, so you can have anything from just a little bit of a fat deposit to like fully, fully saggy eyelids that cover your whole entire eyelid. So, I mean, makeup can fix some of this, or it can at least create an illusion, but otherwise there is, actually I'm not sure of the whole word, but there's bleph surgery, which actually takes away that whole big slice of fat there and opens up that whole eye area again. So there's options if you're very desperate for getting rid of that fat. So I don't have tons of fat covering my actual eyelid, but I want to show you the techniques that will help you to make it appear as though you actually have an eyelid again, which creates a look like your eyes looks awake. And when your eyes look awake, they kind of look fresher and younger, and so it's just going to give you a whole more youthful look. Not youthful, just a little bit less tired looking. Okay, so first of all, you want to make sure that this area of your eye, either use a primer of some sort or a concealer. So your eyeshadows or whatever it is that you decide to put on your eye are actually going to stick or stay in that area. Because one of the things about having the saggier eye area is that the colours or the products from your eye shadow can often, you blink them up into the skin, so it can make it look quite messy. So I'm just going to show you, also sorry, you want to powder this area as well so that there's no moisture in your eyelids. One of the biggest things is when you transfer your mascara from your eyes to your eye area is because there's moisture in your skin, and and if you've got that fat on your eye area anyway and your eyelashes are touching that area quite a lot, you're going to have that transfer of product. So if you powder this area after you've either concealed or primed it, you're going to have a better chance of not having that makeup actually transfer to your eyelid. So I'm going to start off with a really basic look, and I think I'm only going to use mattes all the way through this. So ooh, I just about dropped that. So this is a matte palette, and just to show you, these colors are all mattified, so there's no sparkles in these, there's no shimmers in these are all matte. So we're going to be using these colors, and I'm going to start with the lightest color here, which is a beigey color, and I'm going to use a blending brush, and I'm going to put that bit of that color on this blending brush. I generally will put the color on and then just tap it off a little bit so you don't have too much product on your brush. So what I'm going to do, so what we're thinking about here is that we've got a hooded eye that's sort of covering the skin on our eyelid, and what we want to try and do is mimic that we have, or create an illusion that we have more eyelid space. So if you have extra fat there, what you want to do is you want to look at yourself straight on into the mirror and keep your eyes open when you do this, because you don't want to shut your eye, do your eye, well, you can shut your eye to do your eye makeup, but you want to look where you're putting the product. You want to have your eyes open and looking straight ahead before you put the product on. So what we want to do is we want to put this product here, which is where your crease is. But if you've got that fat there, you just look at yourself and you think, this is where my crease would be. Even if there's fat all hanging down here, this is where my crease would be, this crease, your eye socket crease. And you want to put that product where that crease should be. So even if this is fat right here, you just want to put it straight over the fat area, and even slightly upwards. Add product as you go. So I'm going to concentrate on this area and upwards of that area. So I'm creating a transition color, and I'm putting it where my crease should be. My crease should be and above. So that's all. So we're going backwards and forwards like this, like we're going over the rainbow, and we're going to go round and round in circles, backwards and forwards, round and round in circles, to blend that right out. So you look at that, shouldn't be very an obnoxious colour, it's just our transition colour. So it's the colour that we use to sort of create a blend between all the colours we're putting on our eyes. So I'm going to do that, just look at the other side of your eye and match up on this side. Symmetry, you just want it to be in the same place. So the other thing about having sagging eyelids is they don't necessarily always sag evenly on one side to the other. So by using makeup and putting it in the place, the placement is the exact symmetry of the other side, you're also creating like a look of your eyes being even, you're evening them up, you're creating symmetry, and that obviously causes you to look a little bit younger. And that's what we all want to look. We want to look our freshest version of ourselves. So I'm going backwards and forwards over the rainbow like this, round and round, just to break that colour up. The main thing with going round and round, backwards and forwards, is you just want to break that colour up so there's no harsh lines there at all on either side. So I'm going to do this a bit more. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to create a fake crease. So we're going to do that by using a darker colour. So it can be brown, it can be a darker colour of, that's kind of more of a burgundy kind of colour. You can use whatever you like, because now we're creating the actual crease. So this is my crease in here, and if you can't see it because your eyelid is dropped down, what you want to do is you want to take your little, I'm using just like a little harder kind of blending brush, and I'm going to put that little bit of brown on there. Again, I just put some of the colour on, and then I will just tap, I always put my colours on my hand, tap a bit of that off. Right, so with this, we're going to put this where the crease would be. So if your eyelids have dropped quite a lot, you're going to say, okay, I want an eyelid space, and my crease is the top of my eyelid space. So wherever it is that you want it to look like the thickness of your eyelid is, you're going to put that there. My eyes are getting a little bit heavy, so I could just put this up slightly higher if I like. I'm just going to look into the back of my mirror here. I could put that just up on top of my eye socket bone, and that kind of creates a look where my eye socket is where the crease is, so it looks like it's higher up and it gives me more eyelid space. So it's just an illusion. So I'm going to do that on that side. Don't have to go all the way over, can if you want, but not all, like sort of maybe 2/3 maximum. And then I'm going to use that same colour, tap it off, and I'm going to look at symmetry. So where is it on the side of the eye? I'm going to go over and I'm going to put it on the exact same level on the other side. And it might be a little bit funny because you'll feel the fat shift backwards and forwards with your brush, but just, it will go on. Just give it time. Okay, and so the other thing is, now you've got your product on and you're looking at it thinking, well, this looks ridiculous. Well, don't worry about that, because we're going to blend that out and it's just going to create an illusion of a bit of a crease. So I'm also going to add a little bit of that dark colour to close the outside of my eyelid there. So I'm just creating a bit of a rugby ball shape there, you can see. And connecting it to my crease. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. Because when you take your colour up like this, it makes your eye appear to be more awake. Whenever you take the colour uphill, it creates that kind of like happy, smiley makeup look. And now I've got a brush where I've got a little bit of a thicker one on the other side of that. So I'm going to use the other side of that just to blend that out slightly. And same technique, backwards and forwards and round and round. Does not have to be perfect, guys. We're just practicing. So really, all you want to do is keep blending that until it doesn't look like, or until you can't see any kind of place where you've just blobbed the makeup on. So you just want it to blend out and smoke out a little bit. But you also want to keep it in the area of that crease, because that is our illusion. Our illusion is that we've created a crease there. Right, so now you can, if you want to blend that out some more, I'd suggest using a fluffier blending brush, because it just helps to break it up more. The fluffier the brush, the better the blend. So you can take that all the way across, because your main part of your dark colour is on the outside there, but you can take that all the way over your eye to blend it and break it right up. Okay. The next thing is that you want to, if you want to have eyeliner on, but you can't really even see your eyeline because you've got such a heaviness on your eye area, you can do, what can be a good idea is using an angle brush. So that's that little, you can use those for eyebrows as well. Just wetting it, I'm just going to use my tap right here. Just wetting the end of it, so that's wet. And then dipping it into your dark colour that you used for your crease, dipping it in there. So I always will dip it in first, and then I will tap off the colour like this, so there's no drop down. Then I will hold, so you can tip your head up like this so that your fat kind of goes backwards. Hold your eyelid down, and I'm just going to look at my mirror from behind, so, and you're just going to go as close to the lash line as you can possibly get with that colour. So you just want to go as close as you can. And that's going to create an eye line, and it's going to do it without it taking up a lot of space on your eyelid, because when you've got hooded eyes, you want to avoid any thick eyeliners because it does take up a lot of space on your eyelid, and we're trying to create space. So I might not do it in this order again. I'm going to actually quickly show you. For your eyelid area, you just want to do that same thing. Tip your head back. You can even pull your eyelid down if you can't see the space, or even lift that fat up, or you, to start with, and then just put, I'm choosing a nude colour, because the lighter colour you put on your eyelid, the more awake that area looks. So, and you're creating a more of a, looks like you've got more space, because light brings things out and dark retracts things, which is why you use brown contour around your face when you want things to look more sunken in, and you use white concealers when you want to bring features out. So now that you put it on your eyelid, now you can actually look straight ahead, and you can actually tap that. Even if you've got the fat skin coming down, the saggy skin, you can tap that over underneath that crease that you've created, because you don't want to go and undo the crease that you've created. That's the whole, you know, we've created a crease to make it look like that inner part of your eye, and you don't want to go over that and ruin what you've just done. So I'm going to do that on that eye as well, even though I've already done the eyeliner. Again, just looking straight ahead at yourself in the mirror and just checking the symmetry. You can do this with a brush or your finger, whatever, but when you've got the sagginess of the eyelid there, it's quite good if you can just pat it on. Okay, so now I'm going to do the other eye with the eyeliner, wet the angle brush again. Okay, The other thing about having hooded eyes is if you do want to have an eye-lined look, so this is a good thing, you know, you can use, you can wet your makeup brush and you can put a line as close as possible using pigments and not eyeliner, because pigments also, when you blend them out, they don't shift from your eyelid to your skin above your eyelid, so that's another good reason to use pigments rather than an eyeliner. But if you want to have a more eye-lined looking eye, then just grab your eyeliner. Waterproof is best, and this takes a bit of practice because it can be irritating. You want to go up. That's my shower, by the way. My shower's just decided to have a few little drips all by itself, and you can hold your lashes up. I'm just not doing that because I've already put all this product on and I don't want to mess any of that up, but you can literally just go up under the line of your eye. Can take a bit of practice just because it's very sensitive, but once you've got that eyeliner in the waterline, it's called tight lining, you can see that that looks a lot more dense, so it looks a lot darker on that eye line area, so you're creating an eyeliner look without taking up all of that space on your eyelid. So that's a really good trick. Right, so if you want to look like you've got eyeliner on underneath your eye, which I don't recommend when you've got hooded eyes, and I don't recommend it particularly in the age group when we're getting older and our eyes are looking heavier, because the more makeup you wear underneath your eye, the heavier your eye looks, and we want our eyes to look nice and wide awake. So if you are wanting eyeliner, or you do want that look of having eyeliner underneath your eyes, my suggestion is to first go with that lightest colour that you use, because lightest is the least obnoxious. So I always pop that on and then just dust some of that colour off. Sorry, tap some of that colour off. And then just using the lightest colour, I'm going down under my eye on both sides. Because it's so light, you can actually take it up and just blend that all the way out. So, and then if you want it even darker than that, you can actually go with the darker colour. Totally up to you if you feel like you like a darker eyeline. Again, putting some colour on, tapping it off a bit, and I'd probably just go with the outer corner with that darker colour. I wouldn't go all the way along the line. And you can use a thicker bit of the brush to blend that out as well. And then that just creates a look of a bit of eyeliner underneath your eye, so it gives you a bit more shape. So as long as you've got all of your colour, all of your pigment inside this area of your eye, there's none of it falling down over the outside of your eye there. As long as it's all up and inside this area, that's going to give you the most awake and youthful look to your eye area. And finally, I'm going to do some mascara, and I'm going to show you some tricks with that as well. So you just want to grab an eyelash curler and put your lashes under there and give them a bit of a squeeze. I like to do a couple of squeezes. I do one closer to the inside of my eye and then a couple a little bit further out from my eye. And this is all about having eye makeup that looks like it's going all uphill. No downhills, because we don't want our eyes looking sad. Okay, so I'm just going to put my mascara on. Again, you want to make sure that you're powdered in this area, because all up here as well, or concealer or primer all up above your eye there, so that you don't have also that you can minimize your mascara touching your eyelid and actually transferring product onto your eyelid. You want to avoid that. So keeping as much moisture out of your skin and eyelid area as possible is the way to do that. So I'm going to do that on both eyelids. Sorry, both eyelashes. Now if your eyelids are very heavy, then I absolutely 100% recommend that you only use mascara on your top eyelashes and you avoid your bottom ones, because like I said, anytime you put makeup on your bottom eyelashes or bottom area of your eye, you're going to create a bit of an illusion of that your eye looking like it's going more downhill. So my recommendation is to keep your mascara on your top eyelashes only. Two other tricks to keeping your eyes looking like really nice and wide awake is to have either some little individual lashes or some corner lashes, and both of those are very easy to put on. You just need little tweezers. You can put little individual lashes on the outside of the eye, and that just gives you a bit of a flick on the outside there. And when you just do it on the outside, it just makes your eyes look like they're more awake and they're just a little bit more elongated, and so that gives you that fresher kind of more awake look. Then the second thing is brows. I recommend, not the second thing, we're up to about 100 now. The next thing is brows. You want to make sure that, well, I recommend that you get your brows shaped, because when you've got a peak, a bit of a peak to your brows, when you've actually got a little bit of a shape here, it's going to make it look like your whole eye area is up a bit higher, because as we get older and we lose the elasticity in our forehead there, your eyebrows come down. And when your eyebrows come down, that fat there comes down, the skin comes down, everything gets heavy. So when your eyebrows have got that little peak, it just kind of creates a bit more of a looking space. I sound like a space cadet. Creates the look of a bit more space there. And then if you want to make it look even more spacious there, which is again quite a more youthful look, I'm just popping a bit of that cream colour or nude coloured eyeshadow right up into my brows. Not heaps, not like how you see kind of drag queen makeup, but just enough to make it look really kind of clean, and it also creates a look of a bit of space in between that colour and your brows, which again just makes your whole eye area look like it's got a lot more space, and that will create an illusion of being more wide awake. So that's our hooded eye look today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got a white eyeliner pencil, you could also go along the bottoms of your waterline in here, and that will also create quite a nice awake look in your eyes. But otherwise, this is the eye look, and I hope that you can try this out for yourself and let me know how you get on. If you've got hooded eyes and you have a go of this look, let me know how you get on, because it always helps for me to be able to see how you're going, and also to create more tips and tricks so that I can help you create a better look. Alright, have an awesome day. Mwah.